Hey guys, Budget Jedi here with a regular ramble vlog. I'm taking the time to refresh my toy display here, and I thought I'd take you along for the ride, so that's all this video will be. This is what my loose toy display looks like. It's basically a bunch of wine wooden crates that I've stacked up into a shelf, and I rotate different parts of my collection into these shelves every month or so to keep it fresh and exciting. Otherwise, I find that my collection looks very cluttered and boring to look at. And here's a quick look at the top of my shelf. You know, right now I really love the Avengers, so I've got all of my Walmart exclusive Avenger figures here. Been a fan of these series since the first Avenger movie came out. You might notice that Mr. Hawkeye there is a little bit somewhat customized, and that's what my display looks like right now. Got a couple more figures up there, and so over here got a little bit of Marvel Universe. I've actually reduced my Marvel Universe collection to mostly the X-Men. So I've got that pack, and down here I've got mostly carded Marvel Universe figures. There's Beast, I just picked that up. Now, before I go on, I wanted to give you guys a quick overview of my recent Star Wars purchases right over here. First, I did manage to get the Toys R Us exclusive Yavin and Ewok packs. Now, this was taking advantage of an online one-day sale on the Toys R Us website. They're regularly priced at $40 each pack, but on that day, it was $32 a pack. So I just wanted to let you guys know, keep an eye out and sign up for email alerts, because Toys R Us will have, you know, one-day sales that you can take advantage. So here's the deal that I was talking about earlier. 30% off on all Star Wars stuff. And so as you can see here, Star Wars Pilot Pack Yavin Pilots, it's down to $32. Again, in the store it's like 40 bucks. In stock for shipping, so is the Ewok one, and free shipping on orders 50 or more. So basically you can get both Ewok and Yavin packs for about $64, and you don't even need to leave your house. So I'm hoping you guys had a chance to take advantage of that. Moving on, I managed to pick up a few comic packs and battle pack from my local comic shop. Here is the Talon and Cade Skywalker pack, $20, as well as the Darth Krayt and Dare comic pack for $20, mint condition, which was very surprising because I haven't seen this is way past their time. And finally, I picked up the Joker Squad 6-pack for $40. So that's what I picked up. And you know, comic shops, they get new stuff all the time because collectors sometimes sell their items to the comic shops. So be sure to check it regularly, your local comic shop, because you never know what you're going to get. So I was lucky in finding those. Alright, with the purchase of Joker Squad, which has Lord Malaval right here, I pretty much, I think, have completed my Jedi and Sith, as well as Bounty Hunters collection. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to display my Bounty Hunters as well as my Jedi and Sith collection right here on my shelf. Alright, I've set up my Bounty Hunters on one of the shelves, and as you can see here, it looks pretty good, but it's not that exciting to look at. And the problem is, and I've seen this happen many times with my shelves, is the figures in the back are kind of blocked by the figures in the front. So, you know, you can't really see much in terms of display, and there's all this unused space up here. So I'm thinking I'm gonna try to make a little simple like a step ladder for them to stand on, so that they can reach this height. And my idea is to grab one of these. Actually, this is the small flat rate box from USPS. You guys know how I love to use free cardboard, so I'm going to use this to make tiny little steps for my figures. Now when you build one of these, you actually don't need any glue or any tape. They actually self-stick to themselves, and they are actually very sturdy and very strong. And here is a comparison of how big a box is compared to an action figure. Now to build the step ladder itself, it's very easy. I do it in half box increments, which means I measure and draw a half line between the top and bottom half of the boxes, and I cut them using a box cutter. And so what you get is half pieces like this that's open on the inside, and as you can see here, if you put them together, already you have space for 1, 2, and 3 levels of display. And what I like about this half increment displays is really you can keep building. Like for example, in the back here you can add another one, and so now you have another level, and behind this one you can simply use 2 of these boxes to make a 4th level. That's pretty much how it is. I usually glue them together using Elmer's glue, and you know, I like to put white spray paint on them to make it look nice. Alright, I've made 4 of these stepladder displays, and I'm gonna put them in at an angle like this. Hopefully that works. Time to put my figures up. Alright guys, check it out. Here's my display. Looking pretty good. There's my Jedi and Sith, and that's my bounty hunters. I actually didn't realize how many figures I have. You know, I've been just kind of bagging them up, and I do have to say the step ladder display bought me a lot of space to display, so that was an hour worth spending, definitely. But anyway, let me go through my bounty hunters here, see what I have. Of course, it's all mixed up. I've got, you know, the original trilogy, I've got Expanded Universe and Clone Wars. Multiple figures. Some of these are gifts from friends like Devil's Toys UK2. As you can see, I have separated the original trilogy figures here, and you would think that I have more because I have done Bounty Hunters dioramas before, but in fact I borrowed those figures from other YouTubers because I knew that they would be the only time I would be using it in a diorama. And the rest, you know, I do have other figures, but they're all carded. So here are some of the cooler, you know, comic pack figures that I've managed to collect. This is a new one, Cade Skywalker, and you know, Grand Moff Tracta, and some Clone Wars figures here. This Dirge, you know, I don't even know that much about this Dirge from the Clone Wars, but thought he had a really cool speeder bike. When it comes to loose figures, I collect pretty much figures that are either needed for a diorama or if they look too cool not to own. So, but even then, I would only buy figures that have really good value. Like, I never overpay for figures, so I always just sit and wait until a good deal comes along on eBay. So definitely looking forward to adding some more bounty hunters to this side. The Cantina patrons that I have are, you know, can also count as bounty hunters, but they're actually sitting in my Cantina diorama right now. Alright, moving on to my Jedi and Sith collection here. That's what that looks like. Very cool to look at. I originally started collecting Jedi figures intending to just focus really on only the prequel and original trilogy figures, those who showed up in the movies. But after a while I realized that some of the Sith figures especially are way too interesting looking not to collect. So I've got them all, and here are some Expanded Universe figures. I'm trying to pose them as best I can. Some of these figures look really good, like Ayla Sakura here. And she really shouldn't be wearing a robe. She's not made to be wearing a robe. And Starkiller, the Starkiller figure, you know, in the game he holds his lightsabers a certain way, and so he really looks better holding his lightsabers like that, I thought. I'm not a big follower of the Unleashed game, but I'm familiar with the characters. And moving on to the more interesting bunch here. This is the Sith collection. I do realize General Grievous is not a Sith, but he's a lightsaber wielding individual. Let's put it that way. So I'm keeping him in here. Check out this Darth Vader. This was a custom made battle damage Darth Vader from Return of the Jedi, made by a YouTuber friend, the Angel 2220. Now, I know they've made a battle damage Vader recently in the vintage line, but check out that battle damage severed arm. I mean, that's just awesome. It's got the wires coming out. Sometimes nothing beats a custom work, really. And that's my favorite Palpatine. And of course, Darth Malgus, a newer figure. Moving up, here is Count Dooku, Darth Nihilus, and Lady Lumia, and of course Cyborg Maul, one of my favorite figures in terms of just sculpt and articulation. He's a really cool looking figure. And on top here, got some more expanded universe characters, and of course my new Darth Maleval. I'm not going to review him, of course. I don't do reviews, but this figure is just so cool. It's got bendable wire cape, so you can pose him like in so many different positions. And yeah, that's about it. I am missing some characters. I do realize, for example, Ki Adi Mundi. Okay, that's a Jedi that I did not collect because, to me, they have not made a definitive version of him. So I just don't have him at this time. And yeah, that's about it. Not bad for what I have so far, and that will be on display for the time being. Appreciate you guys watching and listening as usual. I hope this was somewhat entertaining. And I will see you guys on the next video.